Hello and welcome. My name is Alan. We are here to talk about another very recent story. I've been kind of following this since yesterday, not heavily, but I kept seeing the headlines and I saw where it said the helicopter had crashed. They hadn't found out yet if he was dead or not, but yeah, apparently today at some point they verified it. In a helicopter crash, Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi, Supreme Leader's protege, dies at 63 in a helicopter crash. Let's see if I can pull up the window or not here. Let's see. But in Dubai, the UAE, Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi, a hardline protege of the country's supreme leader, who helped oversee the mass execution of thousands in 1988 and later led the country as it enriched uranium near weapons grade levels, launched a major attack on Israel and experienced mass protests, has died. He was 63. Raisi's death, along with the foreign minister and other officials in the helicopter crash Sunday in northwestern Iran, came as Iran struggles with internal dissent and its relations with the wider world. A cleric first, Raisi once kissed the Quran, the Islamic holy book, before the United Nations and spoke more like a preacher than a statesman when addressing the world. Where have I heard that? Oh yeah, the way some of these idiots in the U.S. try to sit there and pet the Bible like they're big-time Christians. They just want the attention. They don't actually believe any of it. Raisi, who lost the presidential election to the relatively moderate incumbent Hassan Rouhani in 2017, came to power 4 years later in a vote carefully managed by Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei to clear any major opposition candidate. His election came at a time when relations between Tehran and Washington were particularly tense following U.S. President Donald Trump's 2018 decision to unilaterally withdraw America from a nuclear deal aimed at limiting Iran's uranium enrichment in exchange for sanctions relief, and it was actually working, but Trump, being the moron he was, basically went in and butchered the deal. While Raisi said he wanted to rejoin the deal with world powers, his new administration instead pushed back against international inspections of nuclear facilities, in part over an alleged sabotage campaign that Tehran blamed on Israel. Talks to restore the accord remained stalled in his government's first months. Sanctions are the U.S.'s new way of war with the nations of the world, Raisi told the United Nations in September 2021. The policy of maximum oppression is still on. We want nothing more than what is rightfully ours. Mass protests swept the country in 2022 after the death of Mahsa Amini, a woman who had been detained over her allegedly loose headscarf or hijab. The months-long security crackdown had followed the demonstration, killed more than 500 people, and more than 22,000 others were detained. So, yeah. In March, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it just talks about Raisi was apparently meant to be Ayatollah Khamenei's protege, to be his meant successor. There we go. That article was from the Associated Press. Here's one from the Guardian. Iran's president and foreign minister dead in helicopter crash. Iran declares 5 days of mourning after their president killed in a crash in fog-covered mountains. Plus the film Enfant Terrible Harmony Corne on mowing lawns after burning out. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Remember, there's a lot of mountains in Iran. You think Middle East, but this is the more rocky territory of the Middle East. Um, you know, remember, a lot of is said about Afghanistan with the rocky terrain, the caves, and everything. Iran is much the same. You don't get to the big deserts until you get down into its neighbor of Iraq and many in the Arabian Peninsula there. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, just letting y'all going ahead and releasing this since everything's kind of confirmed. The Iranian president Ebrahim Raisi is dead in the helicopter crash. But I'll go ahead and put this up. As always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. Someone tells you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll be putting my links and sources in the description box, as always. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, later.